Hello, and welcome to today's craft time. So, we are going to be making a pine cone reindeer ornament today. Before I really get started, just going to make sure we are live. You know the drill. You know the drill. Yeah, there I am. Okie dokie. So, we are making a reindeer pine cone ornament today. You're going to need some pine cones, or a pine cone if you're only going to make one, some little twigs or pipe cleaners. I've got some gold fancy pipe cleaners here, some little pom-poms, red if you're making Rudolph. Oh, and I just lost one. So I'm using these little guys, which again, Suzanne, red things don't show up in a red room. So I've got some little tiny glittery ones. Hot glue gun. I've already got my hot glue gun plugged in, getting hot for us. Some scissors. Something for eyes. So I actually have this little container full of googly eyes, because doesn't everybody have a container full of googly eyes? Don't we all have that? So I've got my googly eyes here. And then some string. So usually when I'm making Christmas tree ornaments, I will use a metallic embroidery floss. If you haven't figured it out yet, I have a lot of embroidery floss. But today I just brought down my cotton yarn. So this is the yarn I actually had purchased originally to make the pom-poms. This is the yarn that does not make a good pom-pom, but it will be fine for a Christmas tree ornament hangy thing. And then I have a bag full of pine cones. So we talked about this last week, and Lindsay so kindly helped me out to tell me that these little things are called scales. So I've got a bunch of different kinds of pine cones here. I went to the Pinecone store, aka a tree. Actually, my aunt gave these to me. So I've got a bunch of pine cones, so just use whatever you can. And I know I was talking to Pam this morning, and she said all the pine cones she had like pine sap on them, but I've got some bigger ones. These aren't the huge ones, but you know, this is a good sized pine cone. But also I've got a bunch of these little ones. And I think that, not trying to give you a finger, I think these little ones are going to make a better reindeer, but I think they'll all work. This one's a little bit tiny. Let's see if I can find a bigger one. So many pine cones. So many pine cones. Yes, like this. I think this is going to be an ideal one. So what's that? Like 2 inches? I don't know. I know here's what I do know. I know the distance between my thumb and my finger is exactly 5 inches because I measured it, so I would know. So 1.5 inches, thereabouts, I would say. I'm sorry. This is already. Anyway, so we've got a pine cone. I'm going to do a few, because this is going to take like no time at all. So I'm going to do a bigger one, and I'm going to do a littler one, and then you guys can decide which one's cuter. By the way, Rose is here. She's sitting right over there looking at me, so she may show up on screen at some point. So we're going to start off by trying to find the end of this ball of yarn, which, you know, there we go, is a task all on its own. So, I don't know, get a decent piece of string, because we're going to start off by making our little hanger. So because the pine cone has all these little scales, you can easily just kind of stick that string in around. And then I'm just going to do one little tie. And so just like the beginning of lacing your shoes, and then I'm going to tie it on the end. So it's going to hang a little bit crooked. If that bothers you, just glue your string on the top. Maybe I'll do that on the second one. You can also use wire that will make it a little bit more manageable. Whatever. So that will just hang. And if you want, you know, you can put this back around, halfway around, so it will hang pretty straight. I looped it all the way around and tied it, and then I just went back a little bit, so it's kind of like the halfway point. You see what I'm saying here? And we'll cut these little extra bits. So I said that you could use twigs or pipe cleaners. I was going to go outside and grab a couple twigs so that you could see what I meant, but you're going to have to use your imagination because I sort of forgot. But I've got these pipe cleaners. So first of all, local folks. On Saturday, I went to go get the supplies for this, and Michael's had a lineup out the door, and I'm not about that lifestyle at the moment. So I went to Rewards in Colebrook. I got this whole package for $1.50. I got this whole package for $1.29. And it was tax-free on Saturday. So anyway, if you need to get supplies, check out Rewards in Colebrook, because there was also like nobody there. So a nice glittery pipe cleaner. And I'm going to do basically the same sort of thing I did when I put the string on. I'm just going to feed it in around some of these scales. And before you do that, you're going to want to decide which is the front and which is the back of your reindeer, because you're going to put the pipe cleaner in on the back. Because you can sort of see the pipe cleaner a little tiny bit, and you don't want to see it from the front. So I've just put it in, and then we're just going to put some little, I'm going to be honest, I didn't really look up what an antler looks like. These are the crafts where nobody has really planned anything out very well. So I'm just going to do a couple little bends, and then I'm going to cut the excess off. So a twig would look really cute because you could get a twig that has a couple little branches coming off of it. But this kind of looks like a steer. It's okay. Guys, we have to take a quick break here because Clara needs to come in. So you're going to get to see that I'm wearing my cat slippers and the whole works here. Come on in then. If you're going to come, you better come say hi. Okay, so got to keep an eye on her so she doesn't get into the hot glue gun. So we've put some little antlers on here. I know, it's looking kind of sad right now. We're going to glue on some googly eyes, or if you don't have those, you can use like a brown button. You could use, if you get one of these multi-packs, you could use some of the black pom-poms. They're going to look a little bit wild, but you could do it. And then we're going to very carefully put some glue on these scales to glue on some eyes. So, put a little blob there, put a little blob there. What do I do with my googles? Try not to burn yourself. That's the real trick. I put a little bit too much glue and it's dripping. Oh, so here we go. He's got some googly eyes. So all we need to do is put a little nose on him. So if you're making Rudolph, obviously you're using a red pom-pom. If you're not making Rudolph, you can use whatever, no Clara, whatever color you want. But we're going to put that right there. And I'm going to put this up here so my cat doesn't burn herself. Bum, 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 bum. Look at this funny little guy. So this is the sort of thing that you make with a child so that when people are like, what the heck is that? You can say, oh, my granddaughter made that. And then you don't look so weird. So this is the one with the big scales. This is the one that I thought was going to work not quite as well anyway. It's a reindeer. It's a reindeer, okay? But let's make one with this kind of pine cone, which I think is going to work a bit better. So we'll put this guy down here. We're going to find our string. Try and find the end of it again. How did I lose the end? Oh, there it is. Rosie? Just throw some pine cones at the cats. All right, so we'll get another piece of string. Same thing, you're just going to wrap it around. See, this one's going to work so much better, I think. Now she wants to leave. Well, guess what? You're not leaving. So I just gave that a good tug, and then I'm going to be able to tie at the top. And once again, it should hang fairly straight here. So not bad. And then we get our antlers. Rosie? She won't chase it. She's just digging at it. Okay. Pipe cleaner. From the back, stick it in. And then just make them antler-ish. If you want, you could double this up. So once you do this, if you do it in the middle, which I obviously didn't do, and then double it over, it'll make your antlers a bit thicker. They'll probably look a bit better. Oh, this guy's going to have some sweet antlers. Okay. It's going to look a bit more like a moose. Look at this wild fella. Look at this guy. He's got some crazy antlers, and then I might trim those back. Those are a little bit crazy. Googly eyes, nose, boom, you're done. So this was another super easy mode craft, and I did that on purpose. I told people in my class this morning, my husband saw this and he was like, these are too simple, you need to add an extra step. And I was like, no, I don't have to do anything. I don't want to. So give him some little googly eyes. Get yourself another pom-pom. And this one, you see, I'm going to put it down lower, so it's going to, yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. We'll trim this on the top. Now, how cute is this guy? Come on. Come on. Look at him. Look at this face. He's adorable. His antlers are a little crazy. I will give you that. They are a little bit bonkers. But, I mean, what reindeer doesn't want to have a wild set of antlers? I think that this is fantastic. Look. Compared to this poor soul, this guy, okay. You know the movie Ice Age? You know Sid the Sloth? This guy sort of reminds me of Sid. Just kind of like his eyes are on the side of his head. He's kind of, like he doesn't know what he's doing. He's still cute, but he's a bit of a mess. Whereas this guy knows what's up. If you use green string yarn, it would blend in better on the tree. This is true. And I had green string upstairs that I could have ride down, but I wasn't that swift. But I think these are pretty cute, especially if you have this kind of pine cone. So let me just grab a couple more of those so that you can see. If you can find this style of pine cone, it's going to be the best for this type of project because it's already got that long reindeer-like facial structure. He's so cute. You can't tell me this guy isn't adorable. You just can't. You can't tell me that. So that is today's craft. It was making a reindeer ornament out of pine cones. And if you don't have pipe cleaners, go get some little twigs. You can glue those on and then you can trim them down a little bit. and they will look fabulous. They would look very cute on a gift. I agree. So that is it for today. Friday, we're making wreaths. So if out on your adventures you found a bunch of these pine cones, you know what? Let's just, since I'm here and my hot glue gun's already fired up, I think what I'm going to do, and I may not end up using them, is I'm going to glue a couple of these larger pine cones together with the intention that I'll use them as decorations on my wreath. I might not, I don't know. I can't tell you for sure that I will. I also can't tell you for sure that this is going to hold together. But we're making wreaths on Friday, so this is absolutely not going to hold together. Look at this. It's going to fall apart. We're making wreaths on Friday, so grab yourself a wreath ring if you have one. Don't make a special trip if you don't have one. If you have like a wooden hoop from embroidery or something that you have long since given up, maybe you want to pick that back up because it's going to be a long winter. Or you can use a ring for that. You can also go out and if you have some, I like weeping willow, also weeping willow, grapevines, anything like that, that you can make yourself a little wreath for your base, or get a coat hanger, a wire coat hanger, and turn it into a circle. You can use that as well. So you're going to need some sort of circular thing, unless you want to make a swag, and then you can use a wire coat hanger, and then you just make it long, you know, it starts out like this, and you go whoop. You'll need some wire, some floral wire, or just some easily malleable wire. So something, I can never remember gauges. I feel like, I don't know, something that you can easily wind around the ring. You're gonna need some greenery, some evergreen of some sort, some pine, some spruce, some holly, some cedar, greens. Find yourself some good greens, but not for a salad, and go for a walk in your yard. Maybe call up your neighbor, call up your friend, go for a walk on the train tracks, take a few snips here and there, and anything that you want to decorate. So any ribbon or anything like that, or some pine cones. Well, this is starting to stick together a little bit now. I think you can stick two together easily. It's that third one that's going to be a problem. Whatever you want, and then Friday we're going to make a wreath. And just to reiterate, I have no business teaching anyone how to make a wreath because I've only made 2 in my life, but we're going to do it nonetheless. So that is it for today. I hope you had some entertainment, whether you made one of these little guys or just watched me and the kitties make one. Have a good evening, and I will see you on Friday. Oh, on Thursday we're doing Body Sculpt Live too, so if you want to do a strength workout, come see me for that. Anyway, have a good evening, and I will see you soon. Bum, 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 bum. Bye.